wanna doubt her. 'Cause we've been putting in the hour. We only taking what was ours. So you better not be the one to doubt her. 'Cause we gon' blow your mind.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is bouncing for today's game, and we've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Cardinals going up against the Bengals. With that, we'll send it over to Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis. They've got the call in this Week 5 matchup.
Larry, we are in the place the folks here call the Jungle, and that's Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Today, we've got a good Week 5 matchup in store here between the Arizona Cardinals and the Cincinnati Bengals. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Now a play fake here on first down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jalen Collins. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
Well, surprise, surprise, partner. No, we know it's not a surprise. When you try to complete a pass against this Cardinals defense, there's a reason that they are known as the no-fly zone.
They go play action here on first down. He's got Floyd out left. And they do stop him, but he takes it all the way to the 2. They were ready for what the defense was showing. They had prepared for that look, recognized it, went straight to the air, got the first. Well done.
Love the recognition, because you can prepare for everything. You can watch the tape and put together your game plan, but you still have to understand what they're doing in terms of what they're showing and be able to adjust accordingly, and they did exactly that.
Scrimmage back at the 6. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. Shift together here from the D-line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he'll take this one in for the Arizona touchdown. Their big tight end, his second touchdown on the season. And the Cardinals have taken the early lead. Here's Chandler Catanzaro for the extra point. And the Cardinals will go up 7-0. Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. To the left side here for Eifert. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on first down for them. Brings up a nice second down for them.
Ready? Check 31, check 31. Check, Patriot, Patriot. Hurry up. Check, Patriot, Patriot.
Now a first carry for Giovanni Bernard. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. And here's the offensive unit, and we highlight a very good guy, A.J. Green.
Let's just make it simple. He's a game breaker.
They'll run again with Bernard. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving.
I don't know about you, but that almost felt like old-time football there. 3rd and 2 is not necessarily just a running down anymore. A lot of times they want to throw the ball. They went back to the roots and powered forward and got the first down.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Time running out here on the play clock. Rivers looking for the tight end. Oh, and nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. Short throw pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. Back to it after the pick 6. Rivers. This one grabbed by A.J. Green. And he's brought down after a good gain. Well, they have the yards anyway, so they're going to decline the penalty. Now we're going to get a stoppage here as we've got an injured Cardinal on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Rivers now from the 50. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down.
Detroit! Check 50, check 50.
Second down, Rivers. Green with a catch left side. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. So just 1 yard to go here on third down.
Ready? Check. Fresno. Hey, gun. One now. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Alpha. Check nickel. Hey. Watch the twist. Leopard. Hey, check 24. Watch 24.
Play clock winding down. Now Bernard. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with fourth down at a yard. So on fourth down, here's Chris Jones to punt it away. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. J.J. Nelson, the intended target, and that'll bring up second down. Let's look at this offense now, and let's talk about John Brown.
An exciting young talent from Pittsburgh State, home of the Gorillas. Hard to cover, great moves in short areas.
Second down here after the incomplete pass.
Detroit! Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney.
The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass.
Detroit!
Here's a play fake as they set up the throw. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Geno Atkins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. Second down, sacked by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Out of the gun now on third down. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Let's take it inside his own 40. Give him 11 yards that time on the return, and the Bengals take possession. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him, all right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
The play clock's running down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Completion left side to Miller. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20 at the 15. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? Sometimes you have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And now it's second down. And the 11 defensive starters for Arizona.
Everson Griffin was a valuable reserve for most of his career, but has really blossomed since entering the starting lineup.
Throwing again, Rivers on 2nd and 10. And this is caught. It's Edelman. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. And finding Edelman underneath, that's a recipe for success.
Typical route for a good slot receiver, and Edelman's one of the best in the game. Knows how to go inside what one of my college coaches used to call the briar patch. Got to go in there where it's tough and make those tough catches. And not only can he do it, he can often run away from people after the catch.
They'll run for the first time with Hill. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
So this offensive unit, they've now had 3 drives, and they only have 3 points to show for it.
Payoff is the key for everything. How many offenses have we talked to that say we have to finish drives? Thus far, this team hasn't finished it quite the way they wanted to.
And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. So out now come the Cardinals. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. They'll run for the first time with Johnson. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. 2 yards on the carry. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And the wideout in motion.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out, and he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here comes the Cardinals punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded just inside the 30. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. They send Green to the left on his own.
Check. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Go. Black 99 Philly, here we go. Rush in. Hey. Kill.
Rivers up. Green with a catch left side. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down.
Let's go, defense. Let's get on the field, defense. Good now, Marty. White. Check it out, Reed. Hey, here we go. Reed 80. Hey, hey. Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Hey, ready. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist.
Here's Bernard. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's Everson Griffin who made the tackle.
So after that stop, you know that third down is not a gimme if you're on the offensive team. So what are you going to do? Run it again? Or maybe you go play action and try and throw the ball and pick up the necessary yardage.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And I see an extra defensive back on the field. Little surprise here on 3rd and 1. They'll need to get the play off quickly. On 3rd and 1, here's Rivers. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. Now this is going to carry well into the end zone for a touchback. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to something else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Brown, the lone receiver, left. In motion comes the tight end left. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Trying to lay one up deep. And got his man complete. That goes as a gain of 36 on 3rd down.
Well, they just treated 3rd and long as simply an opportunity to make an even bigger play. Normally, you're just trying to pick up the 1st down and you know where the sticks are. They took this thing way downfield. Confidence in the receivers to go up and make a play, even with defenders around them.
And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. 18 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be good for an Arizona 1st down. And now the passing game here in the 2nd quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. And incomplete on the deep ball. And on 2nd and 10 now. Halfback sent in motion. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Not enough sense of urgency there. Play clock hits 0, 5-yard penalty.
Yeah, I like your point there. Not enough sense of urgency. People walking up to the line of scrimmage, you got to get up there and get set and be ready to go.
Back to throw again. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Putting pressure on the guy throwing the football is always good, but when you can couple that with contact on him that leads to an incompletion, as we just saw there, that's winning football.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. So it goes down as an 8-play drive, and they cap it with the field goal.
Yeah, they were able to pick up a few first downs along the way, but they couldn't keep the momentum going all the way into the end zone.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Let's go. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to go for a big play. He's got a man. Complete. They practiced this all week. Pretty clear it paid off there. Threw it downfield, made it look relatively easy.
And it always comes a little bit easier when you've practiced it and tuned things up and you're confident in what you're doing now. They felt very, very good about their plan, and we saw the execution because the confidence of the players was there.
The first down throw here for Rivers. Green with a catch left side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And now we're circling here around the 2-minute warning.
This is a setup play, trying to get one last one in before the clock warning.
Now a toss play to Bernard. And a decent gain there as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 1:57 to go in this first half. We'll come back to Cincinnati after this. Again, here's Bernard. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And 3 full yards here for the offense to get on 3rd down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Third and short yardage, Rivers. And he finds a man. It's Olsen. 7 yards on the pickup. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Here's Rivers. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
From deep in their own territory, they look, and he's going to go down for a 4th time today, and this time the result is a safety. Well, this O-line, they've had trouble with a pass rush all game long. This time it cost them 2 points.
I mean, you've got a quarterback back there who's running for his life, and he's had no time to throw the football. They've sacked him time and again, and this time they do it in the end zone.
You said it, partner. No time, none whatsoever. The Bengals offense now, they head back onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Watch twist. Watch twist. Let's go. Alert flare.
They go back to the air here after the INT. Looking deep downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
They send Green to the left on his own. On 2nd down, Rivers again. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Hey, Rocket. Hey, Rocket. Hey,
On 3rd down, Rivers finding time. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He'll return it from the 6. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz.
Here we go.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Flushed out right. And Nelson's got it here right side. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. So the D-line's going to spread out.
Back there, not Philly. Here we go. No. Check. Patriot.
They'll look to throw here on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
Shift together here from the D-line. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Single, slot. Hey, you're on an island over there. No. Check, Patriot. No. Check, Patriot. Back there. Check 99. All right, now, lucky 56. Bullshit.
Back to throw now on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. And they'll send the tight end in motion left.
All right, now, lucky 56.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. So an intentional grounding penalty, and the offense goes back 10 yards.
Yeah, last resort for the quarterback. He couldn't get outside of the tackle box, so he could legally intentionally ground the football. Had to just launch it and take the penalty.
So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the right hash, this from 53. And Catanzero's kick is right through. So we have reached halftime with the visiting Cardinals out in front.
Yeah, that's perfect. 2. Davis, deep. I gotta go.
Okay, and sorry about that. Didn't know Larry got cut off early. We are back and ready for the 3rd quarter. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So here's the Cardinals offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the 2nd half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the 2nd half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
Here we go. Leopard. Set. Green 39. No. Check. Patriot. Over.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. And the offense looks to pick up the first here on 3rd after that incompletion. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. On third down, he'll drop to throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. A gain of 13 and also a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll come out in the pistol. Now a play fake here on first down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it to the sideline. And, oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
On second down, Johnson. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Only a yard of the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
First down marker at the 31. It's third down. They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Out of the gun now on third down. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. They send Green to the left on his own. Following the interception here, Rivers going for the deep ball. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Jalen Collins. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
He sets to fire deep. Looks for Nelson, and it's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And out now, here come the Bengals. And last time, one play interception, so this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling, because a one-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in it, and let him fling another one.
The drive starts with a handoff to Bernard. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Hurry up!
Second down, Rivers to the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The former 7th-round pick, Julian Edelman, just continues to have such a productive career.
And has made himself into a receiver. Remember, he was a college quarterback, and not just a productive one, a very good one.
At Kent State, right?
Yes, a great leader, a guy who can make plays with his feet and his arm. Got to the NFL and had to convert into being a receiver and was drafted that way. And that conversion, oh boy, it's been good.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. 1st level defensive line, 2nd level linebackers, 3rd level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a 1st level run, and it was stopped by a 2nd level player.
Strong left. Strong left. Let's go. Hey, Randy, straight. He's checking credit. That's in that Barney. 97 to the right. Leopard, white. Check 43.
Now a 2nd down throw for Rivers. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Now that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
They send Green to the left on his own. They go play action here on 1st down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. There's a running back who was a receiver on the play. I think he's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd learned to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Rivers. He's got his man here. It's Green. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
And fits the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Giovanni Bernard, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bengals are able to draw a bit closer.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll go down right at the 30-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And he's got his man on the out route. And a loose football. And the Bengals Rivers grab it, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really looked clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
Rivers to throw it. Caught. Eifert over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They'll get 17 yards there. And it'll give the Bengals a first down. Red zone opportunity. Now a carry for Bernard. And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. See if they stay on the ground for second down.
Hey, Delta! Hey! Switch! Yo, Rocky, watch it now, Barney! Check
On the toss, Bernard. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's time to change things up. Let the running game go a little bit. Let's get to the passing game, and if you still want to get in the hands of the running, maybe you swing it to him, throw it to him a little bit, try it that way.
Check, Patriot! Ready! Check! Hey! Check, Patriot!
On third down, Rivers. And that is incomplete. They were trying to get the connection with a former Buckeye, Braxton Miller. And it's fourth down. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. He hit his first, this one from 38. And Sturgis able to knock it through, and that'll get the lead down to 5. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I guess they're thinking their hands were tied, but in the fourth quarter, that field goal, it really might not help them much at all.
Yeah, I mean, you still need a touchdown. Another field goal does you no good, so it'll be interesting to see what the media reaction is if the score stays where it is.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And last drive, obviously not what you're looking for. You've got the lead. You got to protect the football.
So in other words, someone got lucky because they've been moving the ball really well and wearing them down. In this case, though, giving up the football doesn't make them very happy. They can't wait to get back out there and atone for it.
Yeah, try to atone for it here on this drive.
Detroit!
Brown, the lone receiver left. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Screenplay, Johnson. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 7 yards there on the first down screenplay.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
All right, here we go. Detroit! All right, here we go.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Completes it over the middle to Floyd. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
All right, now, lucky 56. Hurry up, here we go. All right, now, lucky 56. Over.
And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. And in this situation with a lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So here we go, a third down after the second down pass completion.
Detroit! Detroit! Set! Blue 90! Blue 90! Detroit! Detroit!
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so front. Frustrating defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here. Down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. And Nelson's got it here right side. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. Again, he'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him. His second sack now of the afternoon. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down.
Here we go. 3-19. Leopard. Detroit. Detroit. No.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
Some think that teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Now a play fake here on first down. Flush to his right. Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Vontaze Burfict. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. Now this Bengals offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Oh, what a catch by Edelman. It's a gain of 17 that time. And that'll be good enough for a Cincinnati first. Time starting to run out here in the fourth. This defense just trying to keep the offense off the board and preserve this potential victory.
Hey, Delta. Hey. Check 24. Leopard. Hey. Check 4.
On first and 10, Rivers. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Throwing again, Rivers receivers on 2nd and 10. Backing up. He's going to loft one. Deep left. Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. A big play there for Cincinnati. And even 50 yards. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. First down and goal, the offense knocking on the door. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. And now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They send Green to the left on his own. Back to throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A.J. Green, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead here in the 4th.
Well, we've seen some lead changes, and it certainly appeared that one of these squads was in full control of the game, but that's not the case after that touchdown.
Yeah, they erase a 2 TD deficit here to grab the lead.
Hey, Rocket, under 10, under 10, 10. Good, 380, 4. Hey, over. Hey, back 99, Philly, here we go.
Rivers is going to throw for it, and he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it, so a sack on the 2-point try. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do.
I remember growing up playing basketball. My coaches always talked about communicating on defense, making sure you talk on defense, know where your screens are, know where the cuts are coming from, who has who. Well, guess what? It's the same thing in football. Even though there's more noise out there, you can hear all the screams of screen, screen. This defense, the bench, everyone let them know what the play was, and that's why they were able to react and knock the ball away.
It's complete to Brown, right side. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go, because he might wander into some tough coverage.
3rd down now following the completed pass. Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. They'll look to throw to the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. They got exactly what they wanted there. Out route, catch, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
And I have to criticize defense here because you know the situation. You want to keep them inbounds and have the clock run. So I'm sitting on the outside portion of the field and not letting them throw an out route. Throw anything inside and I'll make the tackle. An out route? That's not the way you're supposed to play it.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. And they'll run it here. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers steel curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the steel curtain was playing. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
He's back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let it fly. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
One of the toughest things about playing defensive back is pattern reading, trying to figure out what they're doing. And on that one, they had to fly, just sending a guy downfield with the in route accompanying it, what people call a dagger route, trying to hit the guy underneath after the clear out. In this case, though, they're not able to get it done.
Yeah, they said forget the underneath route. They went for the guy on the fly, but as you said, incomplete. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Back to throw. And Nelson's got it here right side. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a fourth down.
A short game that doesn't get them the first down brings up a fourth down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on fourth down. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. They run. It's Johnson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Cincinnati now ready to take the field. This remains a one-point game. The defense did their job. Now the offense here late, they just need to kind of hold on, seal this victory.
And the defense did it so well, didn't they? Didn't allow any points and got the ball back for their offense in order to close out this game. What a great feeling for both sides of the ball.
It'll be a better feeling if the offense can just seal this thing. We'll see if they can do it.
You trying to say the defense doesn't want to go back out there again?
That's correct.
Okay.
They'll run it here with Bernard. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through, and that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a one-point victory. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. Victory all but assured now as they take a knee here, and they're going to escape with a one-point victory. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Bengals, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for the Cardinals, the defeat is their first of the year as they drop to 3-1. And they'll look to get back on the beam next week as they host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So that's a wrap. For Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And this has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. For more, check us out at easports.com. It's a win for the Bengals as we say so long from Cincinnati.
Hello, my name is Kamal. I am from the clouds. I'm a human now, but I used to be a raindrop, word up. I'm really good at putting words up. I make them levitate and circle with the birds. I don't need to force it, I let it occur. Whatever occurs, thank you. Feel like I was touched by an angel. Once again, a whole nother angle. I got a lot of holes in my angle. I got a lot of love and a whole lot of ignorance, and that's a good thing if you want to relate. I'm just trying 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 to relate. It's come out like a power with an M. I get down like gravity, rackety rappers and raps rapidly follow the rapid into the rapids of being rapping and rattling, rattle riddles and rivets into the sky. I'm a rebel, feeling riveting, clear eye and vigorous, spinning right to the rhythm, widow to side eye. I am the killer in the grasses. I am the kid in the corner with the glasses. I am the specter, you should respect them. I don't expect the special, ain't special. I don't expect nothing. I'm just really glad I can say something. It's a blessing. Ain't no stress affecting my presence. But sometimes the pressure keep pressing. Worst keeps my impression impressed. That's the way to relate.